Hi, Alison.
Hello, Carmen.
How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me here. It's my first podcast experience, so I'm excited.
I'm very proud.
Thank you.
Yes, I hope you're okay. I hope you're comfortably seated with the mic not on your
Not
your
on
belly.
my belly, yeah. Yeah, 9 months.
9 months.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
coming next month, and I'm very excited to meet her
Yeah.
because,
It's-
girl,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
So-
it's true that you look very relaxed. And
Yeah. I
so,
tried.
Alison, you founded Harley Cakes around 2018. Yeah.
Yes, I founded my brand Dear Harley in 2018 because I was inspired by my nephew. Actually, he is Harley, and that's
Oh,
where
okay. I was
the
wondering
name came
who's
from.
Harley.
So I have a lot of nephews, and Harley was Harley
Okay.
is my first one.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and Dear Harley was initiated also by your passion for bespoke wedding and celebration cakes. And today you offer different kind of services, like either bespoke cakes or also workshops. But
Yes.
we're going to deep dive in this a bit
Yeah.
later. Everything is homemade, no preservatives. With I saw on your website with fresh fruits.
Yes.
Very important. And you only do handmade small batches, so you focus more on quality than quantity.
Yeah.
And you are passionate and specialized in hyper realistic cakes. You participate and won a contest very recently back in
Yes.
London. And what's not surprising, but what's special about you is that you didn't do any culinary schools or anything. You're like we can say a self-made woman. You've done everything yourself, and you started selling your creations yourself. And when we spoke the other day, you told me that during COVID, your business grew a lot, and we can say you went viral. I'm not crazy about this word, but it's what it is. So you were featured on many media like 9gag and stuff like that. You were you did interviews with more than 50 different media across, I don't know, so many different countries around the globe, which in a way I thought was a paradox, because during COVID F&B was suffering so much. So yeah, that was surprising. So my first question is that a lot of people are looking for that moment. I think it was Andy Warhol who used to say that everybody's looking for their 15 minutes of fame in their life. I'm not saying this is what happened, but the question is, how do you handle when you go viral? Weren't you scared that it would be just a moment, and then if you don't do what's necessary, maybe after that you just go back to before, and you don't surf on this wave? You know what I mean?
I understand what you mean. So first of all, I was not looking for this 15-minute of
Sure.
of fame. I mean, it was
Genuine.
really just like a really big surprise for me as well, because I didn't expect that to happen. You know, as you said, F&B industry was crashing in COVID because of you know all the celebrations, parties, everything that is a happy celebration just stopped, canceled, everything. So for me, I make a lot of bespoke cakes for happy events.
Yes. Yeah.
So I ended up, being in my bakery alone with my business partner back then, and we had nothing to do. So it was just like, what can I do at that point? Like so my brand won't die. I still have to pay my rent, but everything is just not happening at all. So you just have nothing to do in your workshop. So we were just thinking of ways to to do something, whether it drives revenue or just anything. Yes. So we started making some really fun hyper realistic cakes, just making a cake that looks like the real object, and then we make a fun video of it, because we thought everybody was at home just playing their phones or watching Netflix. It's the only channel to show them our work. So let's just make some fun videos to see if they watch us. At least it's something relatable, that we can reach the audience. And then the videos they came through, and then we got reposted by a lot of the international media platforms, and that was not. That was also a big surprise, we never thought that they would repost us, but I guess that those videos, it was not as trendy before, and we were one of the pioneers to upload those really fun, hyper realistic cakes. I made a slippers cake, and then I was just in the garden, playing, and then getting ready to swim, and I took off my slippers, and then I took it up, and then I bite it, So just everybody was just, crazy about these fun things in life that is like just every day, that they can relate to it as well, and they were surprised, and then so they love those videos. So we just continue to make more of them, and then they continue to get reposted and liked.
But how is it to wake up and see, all of this notification, all of these views?
Yeah, I know. It was unbelievable, because I made a lot of designer cakes, 6 tiers, 10 tiers cake. It doesn't matter. You think that it's like very impressive, and you pay a lot of time, attention to details and time to make it. But actually, at the end, it's just not as fun as a small slippers cake to catch attention. And this is the marketing effect. This is the wow effect that you would not think, the value of this that it will give you. So sometimes it's that's why I said it's a surprise for me. I was not just like. Anyways, I never thought that they would be reposted by such large media giants. And
how did you, once, after COVID, when things, they never got back to before, to what the way things were before, but did you have a plan, or how did you navigate this
I think
period?
that I took it humbly in an easy way as well. I was obviously very gobsmacked and super happy about how my brand could survive, and actually COVID saved us in a way, because of the viral videos that we posted during COVID. But then I think it's the brand exposure that it has given us from this chain of reposting by different large media platforms, and a lot of people recognize us and they know us, and when they think of a cake that they want to make in their next occasion, in the any celebration events, at least they think about, I think of that slippers girl, slippers cake girl, she made really realistic cakes, and then they will find us on Instagram or Facebook. So it's just something that really stick to your head, and then you just remember that video. You just remember the image when I bite into the cake, the slipper, the shoe. And then, so there is actually a chain of aftermath marketing value still, that people would remember you when they need a cake in a way. So I didn't worry so much, and I didn't have a master plan about how this would work sustainably in a commercial way. Because I work in a small team anyways. I'm not like having the ambition to produce 100 Pikachu cake every week, I my mind is not like that. So I just want people to learn more about our work, our technique, the level of our skills, and
kept posting, but you kept posting videos like that to keep the momentum also.
Yes, we keep on making different objects, and obviously a lot of brands, they would also ask us, a skincare brand, please make our cream as realistic as possible, and we're gonna launch it in March. Cool. So we get a lot of inquiries like that as well. So we still have a lot of challenges, because it's not like I have made every item that exists in the world. So it's still fun for me to make these cakes. It's not like, I get bored of it, because it's not like I'm making 1,000 croissants every day. So my job is more fun and artsy, and I still enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing, to have fun. And
yeah.
And what's the most impressive cake you've ever made? Or maybe the one you're most proud of?
So actually, during my interviews before, I was asked a lot about this question, and I actually couldn't think of one that I really love, because most of the cakes I made them for the orders, for my clients, that they want this and that and such. They were not so meaningful to me. But last month I participated in my first ever cake competition in Birmingham in the UK, and I spent 2 weeks time to make my cake piece. And I made a baby shoe cabinet, a hyper-realistic cake version. Obviously, it's like 1-to-1 size to a baby shoe cabinet, and there were 7 pairs of my son's shoes. So they actually, the design and the color, they're exactly the same as my son's shoes. So, and then I made them all, and then I placed it in the cabinet. So the cabinet itself is cake, and all the pairs of shoes are cakes. Okay. And then I brought this art piece to the UK for the competition, and I got a gold prize as well. Wow. So the journey itself was crazy, because the cake was super heavy, and I had to go through security, not knowing if they would let me in, because you don't know if they suspect cocaine inside your cake, because the cake was so tall that you couldn't go through the machine, the X-ray machine. So actually you just had to trust you just hope that they would trust you and convince them that I'm participating on behalf of Hong Kong to this competition. Please let me through, this and that. So, by the protocol, they could reject you. But I was just lucky.
When you arrived there,
yes,
you must have been so relieved.
Yes, indeed. And we're just talking about the immigration part. I'm not even talking about the delivery, like on the plane, the turbulences. If my cake topples over, it's gone. My 2 weeks effort is gone, and my whole trip is ruined, Wow. So it was a very big gamble, but I gave credits on my Instagram to Cathay Pacific as well, that they did such a good job taking care of my cake. Even it was stored in the luggage unit, wow. when the handyman, they just throw the luggages inside, in and out. So they had to warn the British man who were opening the door, when we landed in Heathrow. So just everything, it was just luck. I was just very lucky to have them, and then it was perfectly fine. So no damages at all when I arrived. And then the cake got safely transported, because I was driving from Heathrow to Birmingham. So it was just a very long travel. Yes, and with a lot of emotions, yes, and not knowing if you would make it or not. So I told my colleague who was traveling with me that if we managed to deliver these cakes just immaculately on the display table in the competition, we are the winners already. But we had the big bonus that I got the gold prize for this piece. So this is my most proudest moment. Moment and most meaningful work ever, I think, because it also got recognized by the judges in the biggest cake competition in the world. So
what's the name of the competition?
It is called Cake International.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the biggest cake competition in the world.
Congrats.
So people from around the world, they fly in to join this competition.
Okay. Wow, great story.
So it was a very, very, very happy moment for me before my baby girl arrives. So
nice.
It's,
Cool. So we mentioned earlier that your business is a human-sized business, that it's about selling quality cakes, and it's homemade, and you do a lot of bespoke creations for happy moments, as you said. So you have a team of 2 full-time, and I guess at peak moments of the year, you have also part-times.
Yes.
Like at Christmas, or when are the peak moments?
So it really depends. Sometimes
Okay.
if we take large quantity orders, then I'll
Okay.
just call the part-time
Okay.
colleagues in.
Okay.
So it depends. But Christmas is definitely one of the peak months.
Yeah. And I was curious to know, did you receive any offers from bigger companies to buy your business or to collaborate with you or for a joint venture, or I don't know, have you been asked to do, I don't know, cooking shows or whatever? Because I know this is an industry that is very active, and a lot of things are happening, and everybody loves cooking shows or stuff like that. So I'm curious to know.
So I guess that we are just like a 3-man company, as you could imagine. It's like my colleagues, my two full-time colleagues, and me. So actually a lot of the collaborations that we receive are more like inviting me to do a cake piece.
Okay.
That is more that requires more high level of skills, of sugar craft skills, to do what they want, what they display, or an illusion cake gallery, like we did 2 years ago in collaboration with K11 Musea. So nice. It's more like for my brand Dear Harley, it's like they would think of highly skilled person to do hyper realistic cakes. So we never really had like an offer like to buy off our business in a way, because I guess my brand falls more on the artsy side of the in the industry. It's not really like for rich people who would like to earn a lot of money, drives money, that they would have a look at this book, because it's more like an artist craftsmanship individual work. It's like you know, so it's more what I'm selling in this in my brand as well. So actually I get a lot of inquiries and says, oh, I'm ordering this cake, is Alison gonna be making this cake? Is Alison gonna be baking my cake? Because if not, then I may probably not buy your cake in this price. So I have had like experiences like this as well. But
are you trying to, I mean, I understand you're really the face of Dear Harley.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that? Because on one hand, it's a good thing that then you as you're the face of the business, you can get invited to like events or stuff like that and really represent the brand. But on the other hand, it can be also a challenge, because you can't do everything yourself.
Yeah. It's actually, for me, it's not necessarily a good thing, right? Because it's like, how can you just accommodate everybody? If I could do everything, I wouldn't need somebody to help me, So in the business from the business point of view, it's actually one of the challenges for me right now, that how do you grow your business, even though to a certain extent I don't want it to be as big as like a chain, a bakery chain, but I still need to be able to accommodate a certain amount of quantities with other people's help.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. So it's actually one of the challenges too. If I make niche designer cakes, how can I accommodate all the orders? So for the team that I have, it's very difficult for me to hire people, because they need a certain level of skills, and I have to teach them a lot, and I nurture them, and then I hope that they would stay, in my bakery to help together.
So you invest a lot when you hire someone.
Yes, I would say so.
Okay. Yeah. That can be a real challenge, because I also have my business, my marketing agency, and I find it difficult when you started alone to. It's not difficult to work with other people, but then kind of you're the face of your business, and then
Yes.
it can be a
Yes.
trap.
But also you have to strike a balance between earning decent amount of money from your brand to having a small business.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, who doesn't
Yeah.
want to earn money, right? But if you're talking about your passion and the amount of time you need to spend for a quality work, it's also contradictory.
It should be profitable anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's like, how much do you charge? Like, are you willing to spend more time for this cake, but the client's budget is under in a certain range, so you have to
figure things, balance out.
balance out things. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's a challenge
Yeah.
between having artsy work and a profitable business, very profitable business.
Yeah. What's the proportion of because you on your website you also sell cakes and you have the bespoke creations, so what's the proportion of both?
Maybe 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
And
50-50.
and what about before COVID? Like, was the proportion the same? And also, you don't have to give a precise amount, but how much more turnover did you make after COVID?
Actually, after COVID, the business was very good. Like, maybe, I don't know, like triple.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
triple, quadruple. But there was also, after you go up and then there is a downturn again. And I it's not like I expected that to happen because, altogether with the border opening, everybody traveling to China, even local people, they are just spending money in China. So during the end journey of our pop-up stores, we opened a lot of pop-up stores as well. So at the end, it was also not very, very good business for us neither.
Okay.
Although when I started pop-ups, it was more for marketing anyways, that people can actually come to our store, it's kind of like another milestone reached at least, because I never want to have my own shop neither, because just the rent in Hong Kong is crazy. It's just like, especially I'm not doing like quantity, I'm doing more of the quality work. So pop-ups, I love it, but at the end of it, it's just the whole environment in Hong Kong, the tourists were not coming in and local people are spending overseas. It got quiet too, Yeah, I think after my biggest challenge during COVID, and I just came through in a successful way, I think that I know how to handle these downturns already. And
you went through all the phases of entrepreneurship. You start and then you have a peak, and then after it goes a little bit down, but then it's up to, well, I think that's the challenge when you're an entrepreneur. When you have this peak, then after that you have it down, but then the challenge is to turn this down into a growth that is like steady instead of another peak, because once you have the peak, you want steady and stable business.
For me, I won't say I'm a very good entrepreneur, because sometimes I just wish to do my piece of work as good as possible, and I don't care how much time I spend in it. So, but time is money, right? In a way, from the entrepreneur's point of view. So actually, sometimes my husband is my business manager in a way that he tells me, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. But for me, I just want to make that work as best as possible. I don't care how much time I spend in it. So I won't say I'm a very good entrepreneur, and I don't want to give like entrepreneur advice, but I just know that when there is downturn, and when you see a big stone in front of you that you think you may not get through, just don't sit at home and not do anything. There must be something you can do. And then it could just surprise you one day, and then the thing that you have been trying just just persists, and then it may just surprise you one day. You never know.
I think the moment you're really you have no solution and you really don't know what to do. At the moments you're the most creative and you come up with solutions you've never thought of.
Exactly. So life is just full of surprises, I can just say. But
true.
Just don't give up, because if you stop trying, then you are not getting anything. For sure.
Before we continue, I have a few this or that questions.
Okay.
So you don't have to think, it's just fun.
Okay.
So chocolate or fruitcakes?
This is difficult. I would pick fruitcakes.
Fruitcakes?
Yeah.
Okay. You have more choices.
Okay.
Probably. I mean, with fruitcakes, you have more, maybe a wider range of flavors than with chocolate.
I'm a fruit girl. My family sells fruits, so I grew up eating fruits.
That's why I thought there was something about fruits.
Yes.
Okay. Croissant or pain au chocolat?
Pain au chocolat.
Here's the chocolate.
Yeah.
Frosting or no frosting?
No frosting.
No frosting. Red velvet or carrot cake?
Red velvet.
Buttercream or whipped cream?
Whipped cream.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Easy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I would have choose chocolate, croissant, no frosting, carrot cake, and whipped cream.
Oh, you pick whipped cream too?
Yeah.
French,
I think it's lighter to digest.
Yes.
And the taste is better.
Oh, I have one for you.
Oh.
Cannoli or macaron?
Macaron.
Ah.
For sure.
Yeah, okay.
Macaron from La Durée. I love them. Chocolate or the vanilla may sound super simple, but when it's good vanilla, it's amazing.
I love the macarons from La Maison. They are my favorite.
Yeah. Pierre Hermé also are very good. Yeah, macarons for sure.
Okay.
No hesitation at all.
Okay, cool.
Well, my next question was about the share of failures, even if I don't really like this word, and disappointments that come with entrepreneurship, but we kind of touched on this already. But I was about to ask you, what was the biggest time you thought, oh, this is a failure, maybe I should stop, or you really had doubts?
I think the first time when I was struggling with the numbers in the company was, as I said, at the end journey of the pop-up stores, because we were popping up in different malls, and at the end the people, even though you rent the most expensive malls in town, there were a lot of people, but it doesn't mean they're spending as much as before. So in the old times, maybe there were a lot of mainland people. They would buy like dozens of boxes of cookies in Hong Kong, and they bring them back to share with families and friends. And right now, it's just not happening. It's just, I think, it's the culture, the trend. They are changing. They are not really, buying luggages of food and gifts back to China to share. It's more like they come and sit down in a cafe, drink a coffee, and have a slice of cake. It's more like that. So at the beginning, when we first had our first 2 pop-up stores, they were very successful, I would say, because we just came out of COVID and everybody started coming out, and then it was our first 2 stores, so we still had the hype, but then it started going slower and slower, and when we had our 3rd and 4th location in different malls, obviously different locations, they have different audiences, but the business, the sales in the shops started struggling.
But that may be difficult when you do something that you've done before, but that this time it's not working. you know, and you're
and you could see, you could just see the line going down, you know, the numbers as the months pass through. And at some malls, you just thought that, oh my god, there were so many people, the sales could not be that bad, but it's just so bad. But if you could see the shops around you, the actual shops, no people go in neither, like throughout the day, and you don't know how the brands survive neither, but they are big brands, you know, with like big investments and stuff. But there were just a lot of people in the mall, but no one was spending, and they don't even go into the other shops neither, and people come in to ask for directions and stuff, and you just get frustrated, you know, the salesperson in a way. But anyways, this was, I guess, the first time that I have the retail experience, and you could also see that the numbers were not coming together. So, but luckily it was a pop-up shop, and the contract was just half a year, and you could just, you know, end it. And that was my initial idea as well, because you never know if retail stores could work, especially in the baking industry. It's just a lot of risks when you're just selling bread and cakes. So and now we don't have any retail shops. We're selling online, and we are focusing a lot more on the workshops, baking parties, or a lot of international master classes when we invite international chefs from different countries to come and teach a few days at our bakery.
And did this experience change your relationship to challenging times? Do you think that now you would react differently?
You mean if I would make different decisions?
Oh, if I don't wish this happened to you, touch wood. This is not wood. I don't know where to touch.
It's okay.
But if this type of situation would happen again, what would you do differently? Or even do you think your mindset would be different?
So for me, I am a very fun person. I like to try different things. I try the illusion cake videos, and I upload them. I try, you know, shooting. I try, you know, a lot of the, I don't know. I tried the retails. I tried the pop-up stores. And now I'm focusing on the classes. But during this journey, I'm always focusing on my own skills and works as well. And I'm also discovering a lot of the skills in the pastry, in making pastries and bread, since I have 2 babies coming, you know, babies. Then you start making healthy bread, like sourdough and stuff. Not like unhealthy cakes. But anyways, so I think in different situations that I face, I would, if this doesn't work, I would love to try another thing. So for me, I think I'm quite positive, and I like if retail doesn't work, and I'm not a fan to, because the operation is very heavy too. You are very drained when there's an actual cake shop, whatever problems and you care so much, then it will just ruin your day as well, even when there's just one client, you know, talking about this or that. So I don't think that is very suitable for me anyways. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, if this doesn't work, I would like to try another spectrum of thing in the industry. So now we are trying a lot of the international classes, and it's going really well. Cool. So I'm happy, and at the same time, I could learn a lot from different chefs.
What's your... Well, for next year, I guess you will be focused on your baby, probably.
Just the first 2 months.
But what would be your next big project? How do you envision 2025? And do you have maybe a dream project that you would love to do?
Believe it or not, the cake competition that I mentioned, it wasn't me who initiated the idea to join this competition first. It was my colleague, and then it was a dream for her to participate in this competition, and then she kind of like dragged me and asked me whether I would go with her. And at the end I said, oh, okay, let's do it, because actually I have made cakes for so long, and she is still new in this industry. So she has that passion and fire and like, you know, just that
be competitive.
Yeah, you know, that kind of drive. And she kind of like kicked me at the back, you know, just come with me. And I was like, okay, I will come with you. But then, you know, when I do something, I need to be very perfect and immaculate, especially when I bring this piece for the competition. So she pushed me to join
she
this
did good.
Actually.
Thank you to her.
Yeah, because you know, I've been in this industry for 10 years, and if I wanted to join the competition, I would have joined it much earlier already, not now when I'm like 8 months pregnant. You know. So but after this competition, I felt very happy that I joined this. I saw a lot of other great work. I met a lot of other great cake artists. It's just a great place to meet people from around the world, and you are just you don't just want to stay in your own, you know, bakery, spend the whole day and making, you know, just one cake of your own, and you think that you have done, you know, really well, but actually there's just a lot more to learn in the cake decorating world. Even if you think that you have mastered this ingredient, but actually you haven't. There's just so many other ways to play with it, you know. So you just need to go to these international events to open your eyes. So I want to go again, you know, next year.
What was the prize?
It was a gold prize, and I mean the prize, the award was gold. It was a big recognition. It was like a 99 over 100 point, so by the judge. So I was very happy.
Wow.
So my weeks of effort didn't get wasted.
But what would be the next competition?
So every year they have it. They have this. Yeah, it's happening annually. But there are different categories you can join. The one that I got the gold prize in is the illusion cake, exactly what I'm good at. But next year maybe I can join other categories to challenge myself. Yes.
And what about next year's projects in terms of all the workshops and classes you do?
Yeah, we have a year plan to already, you know, invite this Korean master teacher in January, and in March we have another one, and all of them are specialized in different things, and they are all from different countries. You can't take any classes from them unless you fly over to their country, to their school to attend. This is very exciting.
Yeah,
because we're kind of like the first school to invite them, and actually people can meet them in person, ask them questions, as they are like world-renowned, famous.
And who are the participants of your workshops?
Usually these master classes are not very cheap, because we usually cover their flights, hotels, and I invite them over to teach. So actually most of the students who join these master classes, they are either the ones who are already in the industry, but they want to perfect their skills, or they are just super passionate bakers at home.
Cool.
Yeah.
Last question already.
Yes.
This is a question I asked to all my business owners guests. Is there a lesson, I'm talking not to the baker but to the business owner, is there a lesson that you would like to share that you learned and you thought was very useful in your experience that you would like to share with fellow or future entrepreneurs?
Yes, it's going to be my dad's story. Actually, my dad is a businessman, and he actually is from a poor family in China. I think 50 years ago, he is the eldest son in his family, so he wanted to come to Hong Kong to earn money, just to support the family, and then he was swimming illegally from China to Hong Kong.
Oh wow.
Yes, and then at that moment, at that period, if you manage to reach any local police branches personally, physically, then you get to stay. But before you reach that station, if you get caught, then you get repatriated. So he tried 3-4 times, and he managed to reach the police station. And then he got the ID card, and then he stayed. As I told you, I'm from a fruit family. He worked in the fruit market as a laborer for 10 years, and then he got the boss's eyes on him, and then he kind of got promoted to a salesperson, and then he was his own boss. And now he is even trading containers of fruits from Hong Kong to China, back and forth. And now he's actually retired, but he became a very successful businessman, and
Wow, that's a great role model.
And I just would like to say that he only studied until primary 2 because he didn't get the chance to keep studying. And how he started in Hong Kong back then was being a laborer for 10 years, just carrying fruits, cartons of fruits, moving around at 17-year-old. So he was young. He was a laborer for 10 years. And then he made his way up when the right opportunity came.
He's very determined.
Yes. So for me, I have my own business. I'm my own boss. But how I started is very different than how he started. He really earned everything by himself from zero. There were no opportunities. You never know when the opportunities came. He helped me on my business to get started, and because I'm his daughter. But back then, nobody was helping him. He had no money. He had no connection. He was just working in the fruit market as a laborer. But after 10 years of hard work, physical work, then he got the opportunity, and then he became a very successful businessman, and he raised his family of 5. And now our family is growing because we're all having babies, and this type of entrepreneurial experience is something that we cannot see nowadays.
Yeah.
Which young kid at 17-year-old is willing to work as a laborer for 10 years in the fruit market now? None. They are the most. I'm not saying most of the people are like that, but a lot of them could just stay at home, play video games, and parents are not complaining. In a way, they don't need to look for a job urgently, this and that. They have a lot of choices, but my dad's experience, I always share to my friends that it's like you can write a book out of him. I feel like, he works hard. He worked very hard and just this story is very inspiring. So it always sticks to my head. I always tell myself that my dad didn't have the opportunity, and nobody was helping him. He just worked. He didn't have any other choice, but he made his way up.
So this helps you to, I guess, be grateful and also be very determined when you want to achieve something.
And also it's the you don't find it's how do I say it? There were no way out. You
no plan B.
No plan B. Either this or you go back to China. And he worked the hard way. But the opportunity came and he caught it, and now he is just a very happy grandpa and successful businessman. But how he started really inspires me, and I always think that no matter what is the difficulty in front of me, there is always a way out, because for the condition and environment around me is already 10 times better than what my dad had.
Okay.
And he made it. Yeah,
Wow.
Obviously he has to be hardworking and he has a lot of perseverance, but it's like it's a situation that he had nothing, but I have everything, so I will be able to sort things out. Yeah,
that's a very powerful story.
Yeah, I hope it's
it
nice
inspires me,
share.
so
yeah,
I hope it'll inspire.
And he doesn't speak English. He always shares, if I learn English, if I had known English, I would earn so much money, so much more money. He always said that. And
so did you work with him to supply fruits for your business?
So actually, in our sponge cake series in my own bakery, all the fruits are from my dad's shop.
Oh, okay.
So one of the big advantages in my bakery is that I get the freshest fruits only because of my supplier. They always just give me the freshest ones, and not at a rip-off price. Yeah. So it's
competitive advantage. Yes.
So yeah, that's cool. How the inspiration came from as well. This series of cakes is I want something to relate to fruits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing, Alison.
You're most welcome. I'm very happy to share.
I really like that story. I hope the listeners will like it too. Very powerful. And great. Yeah, I'll remember it for a while, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
Thank you for sharing.
No problem.
And thank you for coming here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I feel very comfortable.
Yeah,
it's my first podcast. It's very fun.
Well, it was fun, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Welcome.
And I wish you happy holiday.
Thank you so much.
And also, you have work. You have a big thing coming.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.